Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome to our Jurassic World Evolution 2 Mods of the Week Spotlight series. Just a couple of mods to showcase this week, kind of 3. You'll see what I mean. But before we jump into that, a little disclaimer. Mods can and possibly will break your game, especially when there's a big chunky update, which hopefully is moderately soon, next month or so. You've got to imagine we'd get the next DLC/update for Evolution 2. It has been a little while now since the last pack. If mods do break your game, it's not my fault, it's not the mod maker's fault, and it most certainly is not Frontier's fault, unless they come round to your house and they install the mods and then laugh at you as your game breaks, in which case it is their fault and feel free to blame them. Noah's Moddies this week, he's off on a 3-day intensive knitting course because he's tired of this bloody summer and he feels if he just like knit some scarves and have big bobble hats, it'll sort of manifest the end of summer. I hope he's right, because it's awful. Anyways, right, let's check out some mods. First things first, we've got yet another Path Pack by Triclaw Gaming. Everything I see is shadow and darkness. So, Triclaw Gaming has made another Biopath Pack, this time themed around Europe, the well-known biome Europe. And what we've got here for our basic little path is this really nice sort of a multicoloured tile sort of thing. For our main thoroughfare, we've got another tile without the multicoloured, a little bit bigger, very European. And for our luxury, this one's a little bit wild. It's sort of this cracked green, almost glass sort of texture, basically. So a nice way to mix things up yet again. I feel like these two are maybe a little bit too similar, and that's part of the problem. They mentioned they weren't totally happy with the pack, and maybe that's part of why. It's not my favourite of the 3, but still really good stuff and offers some nice variety if you are that way inclined. Lovely stuff as per usual. And yeah, I mean, look, it already changes so much of how the park feels, which I think is really cool. And that looks pretty awesome, actually, with the glass going in. All reflects and stuff like that as well. Now, the other mod we're going to look at is a little bit dafter. We're going to hop into decorations. We're going to hop down to here. We're going to look at the concrete barrier. And you may notice it doesn't look like a concrete barrier. I'm just going to find a human, because what it looks like is a headcrab. So, this is Headcrab, oddly enough, by Josper. Of course, taking the headcrab from table. Let's put it on somewhere you'll be able to see a bloody thing. Why is nothing but shadow? Takes the headcrab from Half-Life and it replaces the concrete barrier with said headcrab. So if you ever wanted, for reasons, to have a headcrab in your game, you can now do that. It's the dream, basically. Let me just there we go. So I mean, it looks great. It's clearly been taken straight from the game, so it's it's really well modelled. Yada yada yada. I don't know what you'd use this for, but actually I really like the idea of having a bunch. We tried Horror Park and then I broke it because I'm an idiot and I'm very sorry about that. Maybe we'll try again one day. But if we had a few more decorations like this, Horror Park could have worked out in a really cool way, actually. You could really set up a little bit more like a theme park. You can even have a little fun with it. If we keep the game paused and we find a human, a delicious, nutritious human. Okay, this is my delicious, nutritious human. We're going to grab our decoration. Can you tell I don't have much to show today? We're going to place our headcrab, and already, okay, that's a bit of a vibe. The headcrab's there chasing the woman down. She doesn't know quite yet, but if we press N, so this is actually going to connect onto the next thing I'm going to show you as well. If you've got Kaio's Sweet Toolbox installed, of course that lets you move things around freely by pressing the N key. You click on something, you can move it around like that, but we can also move it higher up. So we're going to put... Where did she go? Oh my god, I can kill people with it. Jumping through the air, ready to grab someone. It's not my best work, but shut up. Right, so with that said, that's it for mods. It's the Headcrab and it's the Biopath Pack. However, there's something I wanted to showcase. Somebody called Francisco Cortez has released a map on the Nexus called Sitio B, which I'm assuming is basically the Spanish word for Site B. And whilst I couldn't install it and showcase it, I did try, but the problem is they've used some of the pre-order content, and for whatever reason I didn't get the pre-order content, so we don't have access to that, so I can't load in those maps. And people should try to avoid using pre-order content, I'm just saying. But not a big deal. But they had a really good idea, so I wanted to give credit to them anyway, and I'm going to link the map pack down below if you want to check it out for yourselves. But they posted an image, and it showed quite clearly this building right here the research outpost underwater, looking at a mosasaurus, or looking at another aquatic creature. And it took a little bit of time for me to figure out how they did this. I thought initially maybe they used, you know, if you just put it down, you can see how it looks like that, right? And that's obviously never going to go actually in the water. So the reason we're doing this part of the mods of the week is you do need Kaio's toolbox to do this. At first I thought maybe it's the open lagoon thing, but that mod hasn't been updated to the latest version of the game. So what you actually do, and this is actually a really fun idea which I'm going to use quite a lot now, you stick in, let's pause it so it's in the right area, stick in your research outpost like so. And then, as we just saw a minute ago, you grab your free move toolbox tool kind of thing. We're going to click advanced move. We're going to click Y for the Y axis. And we're just going to remember how things work. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it and not be an idiot. So what you do is you hit N. You click on it. Make sure you hit F so you got freeform mode on. So you can move it around like this. And then you hold B and you can kind of do this, right? So you want to sink it down until it's just like that, maybe poking out a little bit at the top because that looks cool beans, okay? And you can connect this up if you want to edit the Hyperloop. You know, the fact that it's sunk down into the ground doesn't seem to matter. As you can see, the Hyperloop is obviously not directly connected to the buildings in any way. It's just kind of a regimented section. And now what we can do is show view, and look at this! How cool is that? I think it's very cool, and hopefully, yeah, hello! What this means in part is that you can get a much better view of your aquatic creatures. It's long been a problem for me in this game in that if you look through the regular... That looks really cool! It reminds you of like the Meg or something, you know, like the film. Obviously that's going to happen a little bit. There's going to be some clipping. It will swim right through the bloody thing, but I think that's awesome. Is this lower or down? Yeah, this is lower, right? So if we go up... Oh no, we were higher. It's long been a problem for me in this game how the aquatic viewer kind of makes everything very hazy. You know, it's very hard to see under the water. But this, yeah, it's clearly a better view, a much better view. You can control it, you can move up and down. If you had a couple of them back to back, you could observe the entire thing. Doesn't that look really cool? So I know this isn't a mod directly, but Kaio's Sweet Toolbox is on my mod list. I highly recommend it as a mod in order to increase your creative flexibility with the game. And, I mean, doesn't it? It looks like an underwater research station or something. How cool does that look? I just think it's a really good idea. So, I mean, I didn't think of this. Again, shout out to Francisco Cortez. I'm sure other people have done this, but they were the first person I saw who did this. I think it's a really nice idea. Even stick like another building under there and make it look like a full-on underwater research lab. That is so cool to me. Is it just me? I hope it's not just me. I think that looks awesome. Either way, that is it. That's all I want to show you today. Managed to drag this out for 10 minutes somehow. Hope you're all having a lovely day. We'll be back tomorrow with Biodome Park and lots of other lovely things. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much love as always. Oh, throw me a like down below and go check out the mods. There's only a couple, but give them some love. Everyone deserves a little bit of love. Love is all we have. Remember that. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.